What do we have here? You know what? I don't actually know what we have here. It's coming out of Torrance, California. I was assuming it was either a Twosun or a 6-leaf. Let's see, how can I cover up? Okay. So China Post, it says right there, right? But then it looks like there was another sticker put over that from California. So this came into California and then came here. And maybe that's the normal way they do it, but it almost seems like it came to the US and maybe sat, well, I don't know. Let's find out. So I just ordered a Twosun not too long ago. So this shouldn't be that one, because that would be coming from China and it would take longer unless it was already here. Okay, it's a Twosun, not a 6-leaf. That's the Twosun color. And this is unusual. Usually the Twosuns are just in a bubble mailer in their box with nothing. So this is a little bit better packaging than you normally get from a Twosun. By the way, my opening tool there, the Kaiser sheepdog with the pry bar knives blade trim and polishing, because usually it's black blade. I'm going to polish these guys too eventually. I'm thinking maybe, I was actually thinking about trimming this one, kind of making a little inward curve on this one side to kind of match this curve. Maybe curve the other side too. I don't know, something like that. It's a great knife, great action. All right, back to the, well, you know what? Why not use the knife? Good grief, we have it. Now, what does this say on here? RT. Oh, I think this says Y Start. Y Start is another Chinese knife company, and I don't know why the Twosun would say Y Start. Maybe this is the collab. I think Twosun and Y Start did a collaboration. Yep, look at that. I got me a little. This came with the package, which never anything comes with Twosun knives in the package. That's weird. And then you got this. Now that one looks familiar. Is that maybe a collab between Y Start and Kaiser, or not Kaiser, and Twosun? I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know any of this insider stuff. But all I know is that says Y Start. And I got a Y Start hanky with this Twosun knife. So we'll keep that in the shot, because that's, you know, Y Start. I don't know. All right, here we go. Okay, yeah. So this is a Twosun I ordered about a month ago, something like that. So this is not that more recent one. Nicely packaged. Wow, it is super oily. That's kind of gross. It is just caked in oil. It's kind of a big guy. I'm going to grab a towel to get it cleaned off a little bit. This is a good sized knife here. I was not expecting it to be quite this big, actually. That's what she said. Let's see, can we flick it? Yeah, just barely. You have to get your nail in that little fuller slash hole there to get it to flip. And it's not terrible, but it's not the best reverse flick. Yeah, love that one. So, a little practice, no biggie. Let's see, thumb. With a little practice and pressing. Oh, there we go. Okay, so if we do this, so there's kind of two different ways that I flip open knives. One is kind of like this, where the knife is down here in this area. And that is not working good. The other one is just holding it like a knife normally and then just doing that, and that works good. You're able to get a little more downward pressure doing that. Okay, but the flipper feels pretty good though. Flipper is great jimping. Not too big. Really hard to slip off of. Very good. What is this? A Wong design in D2 with some of that ugly micarta they got. This stuff looks like, I don't know, it looks like old vegetables or something. It's just not pretty at all. I'll probably end up sanding it down a little bit and maybe dyeing it something. The lock access, not the best. No, well, I lied. Okay, the lock access is fine. So you can get to that lock super easy, right? There's nothing really in the way. The problem is, what knife designers always screw up on, the opposite side. This opposite side is too damn high. So as you press it, your thumb hits the opposite side at the same time it's trying to push the lock over. If you could just do it with your thumbnail like this, oh, it goes so easy. Super easy. Like this though, you have to kind of get up against it this way to do it. Or you just fight it, you just push so hard that it actually hurts your thumb and opens it. So it's funny, once I take this down a little bit, which I'll do, I'll cut this other side down just a bit. It'll be so easy, it'll be like really, really nice lock access. Pretty smooth. I would say it's almost drop shutty. Yeah, it'll probably be drop shutty soon with some use. This is weird. The screw in the middle of the body there, but I mean, I guess it's, I don't know, to hold on to my Micarta. I mean, this one and this one should do that. Oh, what model is this even? Does it say on here? It doesn't say on there. Okay, I don't remember what this is. It's a TS, this number right here. That is not good preparation, is it? Oh, I finished kind of drying it off, and it's, yeah, the Micarta is not terrible feeling. It's just butt ugly though. Look at that. It looks like, I don't know, like half-cooked cabbage or something. Just weird looking. Looks all veiny and, yeah, that's what she said. You get a little bit of a double clutch. So Twosun does this thing. Twosun does this thing where they put detent ramps on all their knives, and I mean not the detent ramp that allows you to open it easier. That's a different detent ramp. And you know, a lot of knives don't need that. If their detent feels good, you don't mess with that. But if it's too hard of a detent, you can put a detent ramp on the edge of the hole that's there. This other detent ramp, let's see, I could probably show you a picture up here of what that detent ramp looks like. The other detent ramp is one where as you close it, okay, so I'm releasing the lock and the blade is loose now, but it hits the detent ball that's on this lock bar. And it has to ride up on top of that to get going the rest of the way. Well, they put a ramp there to let it go up easier up onto that lock bar. And it does, it goes up easier. But also, because it's a ramp, it acts like a spring. So this is actually going uphill when I let it go. So it springs back towards the lock position. It's not a very strong spring. I can easily give it a little oomph and it goes down. But there wasn't a need for that damn ramp. You didn't need it. And the reason why you don't need it is because if I press the lock, the blade comes in. By the time it hits my thumb, it's going to already be on top of that lock bar and won't need the ramp. So the ramp actually does something bad. It extends the amount of time, or sorry, extends the amount of distance that the blade has to come down to get all the way up on top of that lock bar. Okay, so you could look at it like this. If there was no detent ramp, okay, the blade would be on top of the lock bar right there, okay? See that angle? Since they put the ramp there, it takes this long right here to get all the way up on top of the bar. And if I let it go, it springs back toward closed. So some knives need that detent ramp, but most don't. They don't need to put on all their knives like they do. So detent ramp, rant over. Yep, double clutch it again. You just got to kind of get used to it. Once you're used to it, you'll drop it and then give it a little, or move your thumb back a little bit, right? And then it'll, well, that still didn't do it. If I move my thumb back a little bit, it'll fall past the lock bar. Yep, there it goes. Or past the detent. Blade shape is interesting. It's sort of a spear-ish leaf shape thing. I like it. I think it's neat. It's kind of neat how this swedge ties in right here and then rides up this little back piece. That's kind of cool. Got your usual Twosun hardware. I think all T8s. Yeah, all T8s, which is nice, you know. We've learned from Metal Complex that T8s everywhere is good. T8's good. T6's a little too small, a little too likely to get stripped. Oh, did it again. Damn, a little bit of a freaking double clutch, man. Okay, so it's got a little double clutch. It's not the easiest to reverse flick. Thumb flick is not bad, but takes a little practice. Yeah, I like it. Let's see, did it come sharp? What do we got here? We got some of the Y-Start bubble mailer. I don't cut bubble material too much, so I'm not sure if I know if that's super sharp or not. It feels pretty sharp though. Let's try this guy. No, actually no. It could be sharper. Yeah, I'm going to say that's not a great sharpening job. So, yeah, this is not a winner, Twosun. Let's see. We got any pivot play? A little bit. A little bit of play side to side. Let's see. No lock rock. Yeah, a little side to side, so it could be tightened up. It might have loosened up in the few minutes I've been playing with it, though, so that happens. Happens a lot. Happens to most knives. All right, so we got the, what is this stuff called? This material. This is called the plasticky, fabricy stuff. It's called micarta. Dumbass. The micarta is a little bit too high on this side behind the lock bar. Okay. Pivot's a tad loose. It has a fuller that you could flick and thumb flick and stuff, but it's really, it should be out a little further. Then it would be great, I think. Then you'd be able to thumb flick it easier and reverse flick it easier. Yeah, not the best reverse flick. The sound is good, but it's got a double clutch. Man, I wanted to like this a lot more. It's not bad, not a bad knife. Backspacer's cool. I kind of like that. How that backspacer right there is, that's neat. Centering is very good, dead on. Pocket clip is the usual Twosun / 6-leaf. Kind of a little bit too big, stupid duckbill thing that's okay, but always needs to just have this end cut off to be better. Yeah, I don't know. I think if you really love that design shape, if you just love that leaf shaped blade and you don't mind having a knife that's kind of big, and you don't mind taking some sandpaper and grinding this down a little bit so the lock access is not kind of shitty, and you don't mind the double clutch, you can get used to that. Kind of reminds me of a ZT a little bit with the double clutch. It's like the blade's heavy enough to get past it if you know it's coming, and you, yeah, see, that got me. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is definitely not my favorite Twosun so far, but it's not bad. So you guys figure it out if you want one or not. And I will put over here whether it's the Y-Start one or not, because I don't remember if this is the Y-Start and Twosun collaboration, but we'll find out. So there we go. A little Twosun, maybe Y-Start straight out of China. Don't necessarily recommend unless you just really love it. Have a nice day. So I did a few things to it. We made a thumb stud for it. That's out of a piece of threaded rod and 2 nuts that I rounded off by putting them on a piece of threaded rod and spinning them up against a sander until they were just rounded and didn't have 6 sides anymore. So that's my new thumb stud. I dremeled out this edge right here, so the lock access is awesome now. And I made the pocket clip smaller, cut off the end, bent it up a little further so that it's, you know, useful, kind of smoothed out everything on it, and I like it now. So, you know, it's got, you know, 2 hours work into it, a $35 knife, and now I feel like it's at least worth $35 because I like it. So, you know, as it is, as it comes, it's a fine knife. It's a fine flipper. It flips nice. The lock access is fine, unless you're, you know, fidgeting with it and messing with it for long periods of time, like I tend to do. And the pocket clip works fine. So, you know, it is a useful knife as it comes. I'm not saying don't buy it. I'm saying, you know, it's a few improvements make it a lot nicer. Anyway, have a nice day.